Hey, Patreon, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you once again some more breakdown. This is going to be another gameplay here using this Tampa Bay Buccaneers YF Trips mega scheme. I ran into a guy that played a lot of cover 3. He blended and match, but he played a lot of cover 3 sky. And he would do a lot of aggressive, like kind of a different things and stuff like that. And I struggled against his defense initially. I was able to go ahead and pull out a victory against this guy, but it wasn't easy. He was using basically the Philadelphia Eagles defense, and a defense that's extremely alert. They make a lot of plays and stuff like that. So you're going to see me make a bad decision, but also he's able to go ahead and get some turnovers against me. So right here, he actually goes in. He's showing me cover 3. I'm actually going to go and jump into a cover 3 beater with the anticipation that I can try to beat this defensive back. I'm watching these defenders to float out and to support it, and I should be checking down. And this is like the first. If I want to show you, this is the first play from my possession. He actually had the ball for 7 minutes on the first series. So it changes the mentality of your entire offense when you've got to move the ball down the field and you have no clue what this guy likes to run on defense, so you don't know how to adjust to it. So I was actually he had a game advantage just on this whole situational advantage against me. This guy actually came out and supported it, so I think he was playing sticks. And I should be looking for the underneath route. Because his defender was in the area, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do that. When he came out and played this guy, I was just thinking, okay, this is going to be covered up. I can't hit this. So I started looking for the deep dig on the backside, and then I could see that he was basically covering that up. So then I started making my progressions back, and he actually going and hit me as I was trying to get rid of the ball. So he froze my reads with the cover the cover 3 zone, and I just really didn't know what to do with it. So now I'm going to jump into basically this 4 verticals streak up. I actually went with a levels concept where I'm actually got this drag, and I do a deep comeback route, and I'm watching this guy. If this guy carries, I'm going to hit the comeback. If he floats up supports, I've got basically these crossing routes right here that I'm going to be able to go ahead and hit, depending on if the defenders float up or not. I'm usually trying to look for that crossing route by the tight end with a concept. So you can see, okay, see how this guy checks out? He lets him go. So now I go ahead, and this is dead to me. I'm done on this side. I'm just going to look for this concept right here, and I'm going to look high-low. So this is my 1, this is my 2. You'll see that the zone actually clears out. I've got a clear out zone. And if I would have waited just a little bit longer, this would have been a better completion, because what happens is this dude has got a deep third knockout and knocked the ball out of my wide receiver right there. So that was the right read. That was the right progression. I would have moved field position, got myself in the field goal range, or basically a little bit closer to field goal range on that. So it was a little bit frustrating that it happened. So now I try to see if I can go hit this guy right up the middle of the field with my tight end, and I've also got a deep comeback route. I wanted to get this progression up, so I'm going to watch this defender and see if he falls out. If he falls out, I'm going to check it down to the running back underneath. If he stays in, I'm going to look for the deep comeback route, make sure I have enough yardage to basically get a completion right there. The running back is open, and I checked it down to the running back, and I'm able to go ahead and pick up a first down. But I've got actually, I think I got to burn a timeout right here. Now, I no huddle, with the hope that I can go and hit this guy with the same concept as before. And right here, he jumps into man coverage as a quick snapper, and he actually goes ahead and cuts this off and actually picks me off right there and gets a pick off. So that was a good adjustment by him for him to jump into man coverage. That's just smart. That's just smart play on defense and stuff like that, and was one of the reasons why I was struggling against this. So I ended up getting a turnover against this guy. 16 seconds left. I still got my timeout that I can use, and I got the ball on the 43. I need to get about 20 yards against this guy. So let's see if I stay with the outside zone, stay with the scheme. And right here, I go with this route right here, which is, one of those money plays, is the bunch play. I don't really run this formation a lot. I know, and I just don't like running formations that you've got all the pros using and stuff like that, just because people know defenses against it, and I just don't like to do that. I did check it down to the whip, and his defender came out and just knocked the ball out. So my ball was, I was throwing balls late. I wasn't anticipating my passes as quick enough. It might have been a better thing based on what transpires in this, on the next series of plays. So right here I go with a new setup that I'm running with this particular play. I'm going to streak up the outside receiver. I've got an out with the tight end. And look for the tight end route. And actually the defensive end comes down and actually puts me in a situation. So 3rd and 10, not doing good. I'm just playing like complete dog shit against this guy's defense. Now he kind of presses guys down. I've got the vertical concept again. And right here I actually complete the pass with the tight end. I was trying to get out of bounds, but fortunately I got tackled early, because I probably would have went out of bounds. I probably wouldn't have this opportunity. So I get myself in field goal range. Ball's in the 32. I've got one of the best kickers in the game with Tucker. I'm able to go ahead and get 3 points of getting the ball in the second half. So that was a huge play right there against this guy. So I go ahead and jump into my running formation with the trap play, pick up some pretty good yards right there with the trap play, and now I can jump into my full scheme just because I'm not behind the 8 ball. So my goal is to get basically 7 yards against, basically get some yards. I decided to flip the run, motion the guy out, and actually go and snap the ball. And look at the blocking. The blocking was monster right here. I'm able to go and pick up some pretty monster yards right there. 20-yard gain with an outside run. That's one of the advantages, just flipping a play and just going ahead and just throwing it against the person. Another thing is that they have to adjust that. So right here, back to the run again, and I think I switched up into this play. This is my biggest bonehead play. I just don't pass a lot of this formation, so my timing with the passing's off. He actually blitzed his defender in, and I got a little bit nervous because I usually would wait for this route to develop. He gets picked up and actually threw right to his other defender right there. So because he blitzed, it threw me off, and I just made a bad read. It was just a bad decision. If I would have thrown that ball a little bit quicker, it would have been great. But because his user was floating around, I was figuring I got to wait for that defender to clear out before I could throw that ball, and he actually threw right into his defender. I got another turnover with my defense, and this tackle trap play that's been money for me against other opponents, it just wasn't working against this cover 3 sky defense. So now he's pressing things down. So you can see this guy's pressing down. He's got this guy slightly shaded out. I'm thinking this is cover 6, just because it's like a cover 6, or basically a play which would be like palms based on his alignment. And I think what he was doing is he was actually showing defense and still showing different defenses and still playing cover 3. So I didn't really know where to go with the ball right here in this type of situation. Everything was locked up. I was looking for the one-play touchdown over the top, and this guy kind of fell out here. I kind of slid off. And in one situation I never do is I never run my quarterback. I'm not a scrambler with my quarterback, but I do have Lamar Jackson, and he can turn a scramble into a 30-yard gainer. So I actually go ahead and switch field positions with that particular play right there, because this guy was showing different looks, but using cover 3 skies as base defense. So I think what he was doing with his defense is that he was playing showing me different looks on defense, and actually going in and still staying in cover 3 sky with the anticipation. So here's a situation where I just pass let it, and it's just a mechanics issue with me with my pass lead. I have a tendency to want to try to pass lead outside, and that's the reason why that happens. It's an issue that I do with my pass leading. Right here I go ahead and jump into stick nod, streak up the wide receiver or the tight end, and I've got a post on the back side. 3rd and 10 situation, I'm looking for the post, but watch what happens with the motion. He actually kind of calls out, and he's actually playing the post, and then comes back to the underneath route. I checked away. If I probably would have thrown this, I would have got a huge completion and get a first down on it, but I decided to do the whip on the inside. If I would have waited for that play, I probably would have picked up a first down. But it's just the way he was using his players and trying to play different routes caught me off guard. So it's a 4th and 4 situation, and you could see like his alignment with his defenders are just a little bit different. He's sticking with this cover 3, zone coverage, and you could see what happens is that these guys actually fall out. I'm really looking for this little delayed route. This guy comes down right here, and it's man coverage. He jumps into. I hit the little whip on the backside, and his defender's out of position. I'm able to rack that puppy and actually go ahead and get myself a first down. So I've been finding a lot of times that whip route sometimes glitches out the defenses, and it's good to do, like, in a money route. This might be an area that you want to go to. So score is 14-10. Minute and 48 seconds left. I've got to score against this guy and go up on him. And basically, I'm going to go ahead and jump into a different play. I'm anticipating I might be able to hit this little circle route right here and hit that. So I'm watching if that corner on the backside gets supported with anything. So I'm going to do this little auto motion to try to catch him off guard a little bit. And you can see, I just don't like the leverage of that route. So right here, this defender's out here, and these guys are there's nobody in the area. So I was thinking about throwing the ball, but I said, I'm just going to go take off for Lamar. It's more consistent, and look at this. To get a really good block. I'm able to go ahead and pick up another 20 yards on the ground with Lamar. So it's one of the advantages of using a quarterback like that, is that you can get these type of yardage. Right here, going to dagger sail. And I'm going to set this up. This is like from the first play of the game. I've got this little drag. I'm reading this defender. I'm watching to see if any support comes out here. If these guys stick down low, I'm throwing this. This is going to be the route I'm going to throw because I've got that one-on-one coverage over there. So watch the snap of the ball. Snap of the ball. He actually plays this. It is man coverage across the board. And I'm just going to basically, I'm looking for this out. This is going to be, I've got leverage against this, even though he's got a really good defensive back over there. That's the right read. His defensive back, he clicks on, he doesn't pick it off, and I'm able to go and get a completion on the sideline. So another good play right there in that type of situation. Look at this. He's got a bunch of guys in the box, but he has nobody over him. This is naked. So I quickly jumped into a smash concept with the anticipation no one's going to be over here. He's running basically zero blitz. And once I snap the ball, this defender actually comes out and plays this. And I've got this guy over the top. Smart read is this route right here. This is the read that you want to do in this type of situation. And basically, I was trying to get it over the top to the tight end, and I take a sack right there, or just a pressure right there in that type of situation. So 2nd and 10, back at it again. He's showing me cover 3. Going to motion up, streak up my guys right there. I've got the little curl route right there, and his defensive back actually plays it. This dude right here, Mitchell, is playing lights out. I can see why you want to run with Philadelphia, because it's a really good, tough defense that you can use in your scheme. So these guys their awareness is phenomenal. You can't make mistakes against this defense. It really will penalize you. So back at this play again, streak up the wide receiver, then I go ahead and jump out of it, and I go into this particular play. And this is really, I'm anticipating this guy is going to go ahead and use zero coverage against me. I'm going to streak up the running back with the anticipation that I could go ahead and check it down to the running back. Throw the ball a little bit too early. If I waited just a split second more, I would have completed that and picked up some yards. So 4th and 10 against this guy. He's got me on my, basically on my back right here. So here's what I decided to do. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this verticals play, and really I'm looking for this route more than anything else. I'm looking for that little crossing route in that type of situation because it has been open before, and he's got to get a defender to plays over the top, and he actually tries to bait me. So I think what this guy's doing is he's anticipating me to do some type of a hitch or some type of an out, or basically that little whip route. He's like, I'm not going to beat him with any kind of an out or hitch or like that. And he comes down. He gets himself completely out of position. I hit him with the tight end route over the top with Andrews, and I'm able to go ahead and get a touchdown. And this is the go-ahead touchdown against this guy. So wanted to share this with you guys. Once again, thank you for your support. I'm going to be rolling out a twin tight end breakdown of this playbook, so you guys can see some of the more plays I'm running with this game. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.